Hello, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our lecture for today. So, this is a recorded lecture for the second part of our static force procedure. So, as requested by most of the students, para magkameron sila ng reviewer for this midterm examination. Alright? So, last time, we already discussed yung uh, mga kailangan nating malaman for this static force procedure. And one thing that we need to understand is we have three procedures available dun sa ating code. Again, that is yung ating simplified static force procedure, and also yung dynamic procedure natin. Ano? And may mga sarili silang requirement. So, if halimbawa nag-fall under tayo dun sa static force procedure, so this will be the steps that we will be undertaking para doon sa ating uh, pag-calculate ng earthquake or yung seismic force natin. Okay? So, for static force procedure, ito yung kailangan una natin ma-identify. We need to calculate yung structural period natin. So, when we say again, structural period, we are pertaining dun sa um, time it takes the structure to oscillate or to go back to its original position in one cycle ng ating oscillation ng ating earthquake, no? So, as mentioned, we have two methods. We have method A and method B. For method A, we have this equation, T is equal to C sub T times H sub N raised to 3/4, wherein yung C sub T will depend on the type of material used in your structure and kung anong structural system meron tayo. Let's say, for this example, or for this discussion, we have a still moment resisting frame. So we will be using this value. So if we have a RC concrete moment resisting frame, we will be using this value. If uh, the structure that you have doesn't fall under these two categories, so we will be utilizing the other value, which is for other structural system na meron tayo. And then we have here yung A sub n natin, na ang alam natin sa A sub n correspond dun sa height nung pinaka-top ng structure natin in reference with our natural grade line. Okay, so sa NGL natin. And then we also discussed last time yung method B. Pero for method B, we said na this would take further uh, analogy or analysis kasi we need yung deformation ng structure natin. And for us to simplify yung approach, okay, since we tend to calculate lang naman muna yung possible value, yung conservative value ng earthquake or seismic force, we tend to use method A lang for our discussion. So, kaya ang gagamitin lang natin is itong method A, which is itong formula na ito. And then after identifying our structural period, we can now calculate yung design base shear natin based from these equations. So sa design base shear, nakadepend siya doon sa mga parameters na diniscuss natin during our preliminary or introduction sa earthquake resistant design. Ano? And for this case, we have here yung formula for the design base shear, wherein that is equal to C sub V, yung ating seismic coefficient, multiplied by our importance factor based from our occupancy category, divided by our response modification factor in reference to table 208-11 ni NSCP. And then, depending on the type of material, so may value po yan. And then, yung T natin, which is yung period natin. And then, after that, that is being multiplied dun sa weight ng structure natin, o sa total weight ng structure. So, after calculating the design base shear, we need to compare it with three values. So, 3 kapag zone 4 tayo, pero pag zone 2 tayo, 2, ano lang, 2 values lang. So, we have here yung maximum natin. So, this can be considered as our Vmax. Okay, Vmax. So, that is equals to 2.5 CAI over R times W. And then, we also have these two equations. This will be our Vmean. So let's put a subscript na one kasi that will be used when our structure is located inside seismic zone 4. So dalawa daw po yung consideration for minimum. Whichever is smaller, yun yung mag-govern, and then i-compare natin with our design base here. So this will be our V mean 2. Okay? So after calculating, if ever our V mean is less than our V, and our V is our design. So this is our design base here is less than our V max. we will be using our V design. Okay? If V design is larger than Vmax, okay? Use Vmax. If our V design is less than our V mean, whichever V mean, use V mean po tayo. Okay? So you just need to compare these values dun sa requirement na Vmax and Vmin natin by the code. Okay? So after calculating the design base shear, what does it mean ba, no? So let's say we have a frame, no? Ano yung sabi natin, we have a frame. Kapag kinalculate natin yung ating base shear, ito po yung nakakalculate natin actually, ano? This shear. It means ito yung capacity na kaya i-generate ng building natin, yung structure natin in uh, to negate yung possible seismic force na tumama sa kanya. No? Kasi this V is based from the parameters na na-identify natin based on the location of our structure, yung soil condition, yung type ng structural system used, yung weight ng structure natin. So, ito yung kaya niyang ibigay when an earthquake happens. So, dapat itong V na to, dito natin ngayon ibe-based yung mismong magiging earthquake or seismic forces natin kung ano yung i-resist ng each floor level natin. And to do that, we will need to understand yung vertical distribution of our base shear, no? O yung distribution ng force. And the code specify a formula for that. So this is the formula. The total force daw, or yung sinasabi ditong force is yung base shear natin, shall be distributed over the height of the structure in conformance to the following equations. Okay, so the first one is this one. F sub t plus summation of f sub I is equals to 1 raised to n. Okay? So we have two terms. Actually, we don't need to memorize this at all, ano? Kasi it only means na kapag meron tayong structure, let's say we have this structure, this frame, okay? At the top of our frame, there is a force. Tatawagin natin force tapos yung FT natin. And then, on the succeeding levels natin, or even on the top, okay, meron tayong Fn. And then meron tayong Fn minus 1 dito. Fn minus 3. 2 rather. Fn minus 3. Then Fn minus 4. So, meron tayong diminishing value ng forces o lateral forces dun sa each floor level natin. Kasi sabi natin as our stories became higher, syempre dun sa level na mas mataas, mas malakas yung seismic o yung lateral forces natin due to earthquake. Kaya dapat yung value natin o yung mismong ano natin, yung forces natin is ganito yung magiging itsura itong dito sa top natin, ano? So you can see dito, yung distribution niya is mas larger yung nasa taas, pababa tayo ng value. Okay? So, as you can see, sabi daw yung dapat yung base shear natin, which is ito yung base shear natin, it should be equal dun sa summation ng force sa top and also yung summation itong lahat na to, no? It should be equal to each other. Okay? And then in calculating for f sub t, we have this equation. F sub t is equals to 0.07 t times v. So wherein t is yung period ng structure natin. So kailangan pala natin calculate yung period natin. And also multiplied by our base shear. Okay? Pero may requirement din sa code. Once we calculate yung f sub t natin, it should not be exceeding the 1/4 ng ating base year. Okay? And also, yung sa period natin, we need to check yung period natin na kapag yung period natin is less than 0.7, we did not to consider yung f sub t daw. No? So, pwede natin i-neglect sa f sub t. Pero pag halimbawa, more than 0.7 siya, we need to add f sub t dun sa f sub n natin o dun sa pinaka-top level natin. Yung force na calculate natin should be added yung FT. May FT pa. Kaya dito, meron tayong force sa top plus F sub T pa. No? Which is, this equation. Okay? Pero again, this equation is only applicable dun sa top natin, sa top portion natin. Pagdating dun sa mga babang portion, hindi na po natin kailangan isama si F sub T. Okay? So, to get the value of forces acting on each floor level, ito daw yung equation na gagamitin natin. Pero we don't need to memorize this one. We just need to understand what does this equation represent. Ano? As you can see, Dito sa first part, yung V minus F sub T, parang sinasabi lang natin yung base shear mismo natin dito sa ilalim, okay? Binabawasan lang natin nung value nung F sub T, nung capacity nung force at the top, ano? So binabawasan natin multiplied by a product nung weight tsaka nung height natin, yung relative height nung floor level na pinakinaan natin. All over yung summary daw nung mismong product nung weight times height. So ibig sabihin mas magandang gawin to in a table para makita natin itong proportion na to. Kasi ginagawa nitong equation na to is we are proportioning yung mismong earthquake force natin na galing sa baba, pinaproportion natin depende dun sa bigat nung floor level natin. Okay? So, yun lang yung kailangan natin i-distribute. Okay? So, later we will demonstrate how to calculate or distribute yung mga forces natin. But first, we need to answer again this example that we had. So, ni-revise ko lang po yung drawing, but the same procedure applies. So, una muna is to determine daw yung design base year natin for a five-story concrete SMRF, so Special Moment Resisting Frame building. So the following information is given. So we have zone 4, na Z is equals to 0.4. We have a seismic source type A. Distance of seismic source daw is 10 kilometers. We have soil profile type na SC, importance factor na I, R na 8.5, and weight na 7,300 kilonewton. So this is 7,300 kilonewton is taken daw yan dun sa weight ng each floor level natin. Ano? When we sum up this floor level, that is equivalent to 7,300 kilonewton. And para kung halimbawa, if ever the problem does not give the total value of the weight of each floor level, it is your task to calculate it manually. Just consider yung total dead load for each floor level. So, kung halimbawa dito sa floor level na to, tingnan nyo na lang yung floor plan, para count the number of beams, the girders, and then kunin nyo yung weight, kung may slab, okay? And then yung pwede mong gawin natin, i-half natin yung sa column, ano, pwedeng yung um, half of the column will be uh, together with the floor level, tapos yung another half na sa kabila. Oh, eh, nang. Wala sir. Wala akong copy. Ay, wala akong dito ngayon. Calling card? Sige sir. Nalagay mo pangalan ko sir? Sige sir. Thank you. Okay. So, so let's first determine yung values natin. So, going back to sa formula ng design base here, okay, para malaman natin kung ano yung magiging calculations natin. Ito yung mga four equations natin. No? We have four equations. So, ang kailangan natin is yung seismic coefficients natin. Okay, so ito hindi pa to identified. Si I, okay na tayo. Si R is already given, 8.5. If not, dapat titingnan nyo siya sa 208-11 ni NSCP. Si period is not yet calculated. Si W is wala pa. Meron na, rather, no? And then si CA, wala pa din. So, kailangan muna natin kunin si parameters natin, ano, yung mga factors natin from the condition ng ating mismong location ng site natin. Okay? So, una is to calculate the near source factor. Okay? Yung near source factor natin. Okay? For zone 4. Ano yung near source factor natin? So, yung ating NA tsaka NV. Okay? Considering yung ating properties na nandito na, no? So, let's use this table. Our seismic source type according to our given is type A. Okay? And then, ang location natin is 10 kilometers. Okay? So, just using yung intersection yan, A and 10 kilometers. So, ang intersection nilang dalawa is 1.0 for NA. Then dito, 1.2 tayo for NV. Okay? So dito, 1.0, then 1.2. Okay? And then we have yung seismic coefficient. Okay, so we need yung CA muna. So si CA, according to this diagram, kailangan natin ng soil profile type. Soil profile type natin is SC. So si S sub C is ito. And then yung zone natin is zone 4. So yung intersection ng dalawa. So we have 0.4 na NA. And we have NC, Z sub 4. So kailangan natin is yung intersection na 0.56 ng NV. Okay? So 0.4 ng NA. That is zero point 0.4 times 1.0. So, ang CA natin is 0 point 0.4 rather. Okay? And for CV, ano na lang, is 0.56 ng NV. So, 56 of NV. So, 0.56 times 1.2. So, CV is equals to 0.56 times 1.2. That is 0.672. Okay? So, after calculating yung CA and CV, we can also calculate yung value ng ating period. Okay? Period is C sub T, H sub N, 3/4. Okay? Ano ba yung type ng material natin? So sabi niya sa kanya, let's say concrete, special moment resisting frame. Okay? Concrete na special moment resisting frame. So going back to sa formula ng period, okay? We have a RC, concrete moment resisting frame. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung value ng CT natin. 0.0731. Okay? So, that is 0.0731. Then, yung height natin from our natural grade line, okay, papunta dito sa taas, yung total niyan, of course, is yung ating 25 meters. Okay? So, 25 meters, 3/4. So, T natin is equals to 0.0731 times 25 raised to 3/4. Okay, so that is 0.817 seconds. So as you can see, this is greater than 0.7 seconds. Sabi natin dun sa requirement natin for vertical distribution na, no? To? So sabi niya, if FT is 0.7 or less, yung F sub T daw natin will be 0. Pero kung since greater than 0.7 yung ating F sub T, ibig sabihin magkakameron tayo ng value ng FT. So, FT is not equal to 0. Okay? So, mamaya natin iano si FT. Doon muna tayo sa base shear tayo. Okay? Okay. Next. Punta tayo sa base shear. So, ang kailangan natin ngayong formula is yung apat, ano? So, uh, okay. So, ito. So, sa design base shear natin, so, design base shear, ang formula natin is CV I all over R times T times W. So yung CV as calculated will be 0.672. So yung importance factor is 1. Ang R is 8.5. Ang T is 0.817. Ang weight natin is 7,300. Okay? So yung B design natin would be 0.672 times 7,300 by 8.5 times 0.817. So that is 706.4 kilonewton. Okay, that is our design. Okay, let's compare it with our maximum and minimum. For maximum, that is 2.5 of CA I all over R times W. So that is 2.5. Ang CA natin is zero point 0.4 times importance factor all over 8.5 times 7,300 kilonewton. Okay. So 2.5, 0.41, 8.5 times 7,300. That is 858.824 kilonewton. Yan yung Vmax natin. Okay. Next is yung Vmin natin. So Vmin 1 muna kasi nasa zone 4 tayo. 0.11 CAIW. This is 0.11. CA natin is zero point 0.4 times 1.0 times 7,300 kilonewton. So, V mean is equals to 0.11, 0.4 times 1, 7,300. That is 321.2 kilonewton. So V min 2, that is zero point 0.8 Z, and V I over R times W, that is 0.8 times zero point 0.4. And V natin is 1.2, 1.2 times 1.0 all over 8.5 times 7,300 kilonewton. Okay, so we have zero point 0.8 times zero point 0.4 times 1.2, 7,300 divided by 8.5. That is 329.788. Okay, kilonewton. So looking at these values, so we have our design na 706. That is, yung maximum natin is 858. So between these two, okay yung V-design natin. Pasok siya dun sa maximum. Na sa minimum, itong dalawa ang minimum natin. Whichever is dapat greater. Ano ang magiging minimum natin? So ito yung dapat maging minimum natin. Okay? So, pero pag kinompare natin with dito, that is also pasok. So, ibig sabihin, ang governing na V natin, VGOB, is equal sa 706.4 kilonewton. So, ito yung magiging sagot natin doon sa question kapag ano yung magiging design base shear natin. Okay? So, ngayon, ituloy natin. Gawin natin, calculate natin yung vertical distribution ng ating seismic force na 706.4 doon sa structure natin. Again, our structure uh, is a 5-story, ano? So, this is yung fifth, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so yan yung story natin. Yan, so halimbawa yan yung structure natin. And ang calculate natin V, lagyan natin dito. V is 706.4 kilonewton. Okay? Ang gusto natin ngayon malaman is ano yung magiging value ng ating seismic force. So, meron tayong F sub T, tapos meron tayo dito F sub N. Lagyan na natin dito. This is yung F2, F3, F4, F5. Tapos F6 yung isa. Alright, so again, yung ating period is 0.817 seconds. That is greater than 0.7 seconds. Okay? So sabi natin, F sub T is not equal to 0. So F sub T is equal sa 0.07 ng period times yung ating base shear, 0.07 times yung 0.817 times yung ating 706.4, yung F sub T natin, 0.07 times 0.817 times 706.4, that is 40.4 kilonewton. Okay, yan yung value ng F sub T natin. So, to calculate yung ating forces, lateral forces natin, F sub X, that is V minus F sub T times yung WI, HI over summation ng WI, HI. Okay? So, gagawin natin ngayon is to calculate muna si V minus F sub T. Okay? So, that is 706.4 minus 40.4. Okay? V minus F sub T, that is 706.4 minus 40.4. That is 666 kilonewton. Okay? So, again, sabi ko para mas ma-utilize natin to, yung formula na ito, we need to tabulate yung values natin. So, we have floor. Okay. So, halimbawa, floor 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we have 6 floors, ano, kasi 5-story tayo. Kasama yung roofing. And then, second column, let's put uh, yung kanyang weight. Okay, yung WI. And let's put yung kanyang height. Yung relative height dun sa floor level na yon. And then yung total, yung ano lang nito, so, yung product nitong dalawa. Okay? So sa floor 1, we don't have a weight, you know? So hindi na binigay. Pero syempre meron tayong weight dito, pero ang kumakarga na sa kanya is yung ground natin, ano? So hindi na siya i-carry yung structure natin. Okay? So kaya dito tayo mag-start. So 1,500, 1,500 tayo. So we have 1,500 dito, 1,500, 1,500, 1,500, and then 1,300. Okay? Then the height. Height natin, 0 to. Sa second level, yung second level natin, so yung height niya mula dito, that is 5. Okay? 5 meters. Kasunod, yung third level, so this is 5 per story, so that is 10. Okay? 15, 20, and 25. Okay? And then product lang natin to. This is 0. So 1,500 times 5, that is 7,500. 50,000. We have 32.5. We have 30. And then, so we have 32.5. Okay? And then, kukunin lang natin yung total niya para doon sa equation natin na nasa ilalim nung equation natin. Ito yan, ano? Yung total nitong weight na to. So, 7,500, 50,000, 22.5, 30, tsaka 32.5. That is equivalent to 107,500. Okay? And then kukunin mo lang yung value ng force for each floor level using this formula already. Okay? So, yung F, so this is 0. Next, this is F sub T, 666 times yung 7,500 divided by 107,500. Okay, so that is 46.465. Okay? So doing that on the succeeding floor, di ko na papakita isa-isa, ano? I-calculate ko na lang diretso para save tayo ng time. Okay? So 50,000. So this is 92.930. Okay, ito yun, ano? Okay, so we have 22.5. So that is 139.395. Then we have 30,000. We have 185.860. And then we have 32.5. Okay? Pero doon sa 32.5, ano yung kulang sa kanya? Ito yung F sub n pa lang. Ano? Ito yun. Kailangan pa natin i-add si F sub t. Okay? So plus tayo dito na F sub t na 40.4. So yung pinaka-last na sa taas, that is 241.749. Okay? So kung yan yung ating values, so palitan lang natin to. Okay? Sorry. Okay, lagay natin 241.749. Okay? And then 185. 0.86. Next, 139.395. 92.93. And then we have 46.465. Okay? So pag ginawa natin yung sum nito, okay? Pag sinam natin, 241.749 185.86 plus 139.395 plus 92.93 and 46.465. The answer is 706. Yung total, ano? 706.398. Okay? Which is roughly the same dito. It should be equal. Kasi nga, kailangan distribute lang natin yung mismong force natin dito sa mga floor level natin. So, that is how you distribute yung mismong value ng ating base shear dun ah, sa mga level natin each floor. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung kailangan i-resist ng floor level na to. Ito yung kailangan i-resist ng floor level na to. Okay? So, for vertical distribution, ito na po yung magiging answer natin. Alright? So, one way of checking it is to check or verify kung mag-equal yung dalawa. It should be always be equal. Ano? Pag hindi na equal, there's something wrong with your calculation. So, you just have to go back and recheck everything. Baka meron kayo ng mali ng pindot sa calcu. Ano? Pero that's it. Okay? So, ayan. So, yan yung vertical distribution. So, for the semis period, itong mga forces na to, okay, ang gagawin natin sa kanya, i-distribute naman natin siya dito. So, i-calculate natin ilan ang kakargahin ng bawat members natin doon sa loob ng framing natin. So, that will be up for the next term natin o next phase ng subject natin. But for now, this ends our lecture and this is the coverage of our midterm examination. Okay? So, thank you guys for listening and good luck.